Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So tonight we're going to talk about this newest ETF from Blackrock, known as Bali, similar to the famous vacation destination, but it is BALI, and just went public September 26th, which would have been last Tuesday, and compare it to JEPI. Now, JEPI is one that I used to be in, but I got out of to buy TSLY, and I reviewed all the dividend history before I started this live stream. And actually, it's still behaving like it was before I got out of it, where it has maybe one or two really good, like over 60-cent dividend payouts in a month, and then has like maybe 30 or 40 cents. So actually, in the year 2023, we haven't even had any like 60-cent dividends in JEPI, but we'll go ahead and look at that real quick. So we'll go to a fan favorite site, Yahoo Finance, just because I keep getting the paywall for Seeking Alpha. So I actually pulled up an article from about JEPI from 2021, but then I got the infamous paywall. So if we look at the dividend history for JEPI, going back to, now I think Yahoo's data is not perfect because we're missing some months, but if you actually go to the site, which we'll do, I think it has the missing months. So you could see 2022, February, March, April, May, June. So July was a 62-cent dividend. Then we had 49 cents, 55 cents, 48, 60 cents, and 61 cents to round off the year. And since the beginning of this year, we've been at 44 cents, 3 fours there, 41 cents, 44.50, 36.50, and then 33.80. So if we were to just annualize the last month, now, I used to do this. I had the whole spreadsheet and I was doing like a comparison, which I'm going to get back to very soon. But if we were to take this 33.80 times 12, that would be about 406 divided by 53.56. So that's a 7.6% dividend yield. So not the 10% annualized that it could be if it was paying what it paid in December. But anyway, but this one's obviously been around for several years now. And it's definitely been a fan favorite because the price seems to stay pretty stable. I'll try to impress some of you all here with my own technical analysis that I do. So you can see some of you that recognize these indicators. You can see which ones I actually have pre-selected on here. Now, I don't recommend using technical analysis for these dividend ETFs like this one, but you can see that I have them. I have Bollinger Bands, moving average. You can see, and MACD. So, and RSI. Anyway, so all I was trying to show here is how far back the fund goes. So I think the first dividend it ever paid out was back in, it's kind of obscuring the year here. This would have been, I believe this would have been 2020. Yeah, June of 2020. So in the middle of the pandemic, it went public. Now let's go to Bali. Not the vacation spot, but it'd be nice to be there too and buy these while being there. But let's look at the actual ETF. So the Blackrock Advantage Large Cap Income ETF, 24.75 is what it closed at Friday, and then the after hours it's 26.69. So if we go to like from September 28th here. This is what it did. It peaked out at 24.95 and then it dropped down to close out at 24.75. So it's a low expense ratio, 35%. So this could be BlackRock's potential competitor to the JP Morgan one. So let's do some article reading now. Let's go to the article I have up here, Blackrock Advantage. Okay, from the Blackrock site itself. Let me check on comments here because I know this was completely unannounced. Okay, we got Hound on, and we got, so Hound is here to hound us all. And then we've got Udar Pavaroda, if I'm saying that right. I think the more I say it, the closer I get to saying it right. Is there any gold ETFs that paid monthly dividends? I know just the guy we can ask, and he might be joining later. But anyway, so yeah, there's 14 of you on. I've got comments from 3 3 of you here, and got the customary howdy here, so that's good. 3 of you, or well, 4, including the coach, commenting. So let me see here. We could be able to get an answer to your question about the gold ETF. Okay, so we are going to look at an article now. Oh, cool. We got all kinds of emojis here. All right, now let's go to Blackrock here. It's funny the ad that I'm getting here. Okay, so Blackrock Advantage, large cap income ETF. Here's the net asset value for those of you all that like to look at that. So why Bali? Active U.S. large cap exposure, systematic stock selection process seeks to benefit from data to uncover insights faster at greater scale and with more precision. Seeks to enhance monthly income, seeks to enhance dividend yield by selling call options. So very similar to our yield max funds. This could potentially be an alternative. We'll have to watch and see how it does. Target potential growth, active large cap core exposure that seeks to provide upside potential while managing volatility. Okay, so that's encouraging. So call option income, like we're getting from yield max, but maybe some different ways to manage volatility. The investment objective seeks consistent income with lower volatility than the broader U.S. equity market. So that could be very good. Now, we're not going to have any information for this, the growth of the hypothetical $10,000, because this just went public. But some key facts here for those of you that like to focus on this here. There's the QSIP number. Now we definitely want to buy it after seeing that. And then number of holdings, 98. Let me see if I can look here and see what it's actually holding. Oh, what's this? Oh, I wonder if how about this? Controversial weapons, nuclear weapons. Oh, that sounds like some interesting investments there. I wonder if this is because I know BlackRock is heavily investing in rebuilding Ukraine after we send money for weapons and whatnot, creating the need to rebuild it. And then, of course, we then need to rebuild it. So anyway, okay, so let's see. Top holdings here, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, NVIDIA. That's pretty good. We've got an X Tesla, something Treasury, derivatives, interesting. Google, ExxonMobil, Meta, MasterCard, Google. So those are some pretty good ones. So that's interesting for the top holdings there. Oh, what do we have here? We have a new commenter on Budget Hunter. Well, if you're hunting a budget, I certainly have a budget template, which we got to get back to that. We got to get back to the basics, so to speak, because I started out as a YouTuber talking about all those personal finance things. So, oh, you're saying stay with yield max, higher dividend yields. Yeah, for now, I just want to branch out. I'm obviously not, I'm one of like thousands of channels covering yield max now. So let me check something here. Give me just a second here. I don't plan on going too long tonight, but I know it's been a few days, so I'm sure you all missed me as much as I missed you all. And okay, let's see. So yeah, that's a cool screen name there. Okay, so hold on a second here. Can someone tell me, could you see the BlackRock screen, or was it showing the Yahoo screen the whole time? Let me do this just in case. Well, of course you missed me. I know you missed me. Of everyone, I definitely know you missed me. Interested in QQQY and JEPY, but plan to wait a few months to see how they perform. Yeah, we probably need to at least see what the first dividend is going to be, right? Anyone else miss me, by the way? Like they say, absence makes the heart grow fonder, right? And we just lost 4 of you, so I feel like, I don't know, I peeked out like, oh, I'm not supposed to discuss this, but I peaked out like a couple months ago, and now it's like we're kind of getting back to where we were like 6 months ago. Anyway, close to 3,000, but not quite there. Oops, I'm talking too much about this again. Let's see. They released the first dividend. Oh, you all make me feel so stupid sometimes. I just need to come better prepared, don't I? If only I had a beer over here, I would be better prepared, right? Anyway, all right. Can someone tell me if I shared this screen? If not, I'll just do it again. Nothing like just doing stuff over again. Anyway, so if you all didn't see this while I was discussing it, this is the BlackRock page talking about the Bali ETF, BlackRock Advantage Large Cap ETF. Here's the net asset value, 1-day change, and the expense ratio, and top reasons why. So I just went over this and went over business involvement. We talked about some of these interesting buckets here. Let me read this here. It's a business involvement metrics can help investors gain a more comprehensive view of specific activities in which a fund may be exposed through its investments. Interesting. Very interesting. So, okay. Yeah, you're right. I blanked out, I guess. It was 110 and 90 cents, but we need to see if it's going to be that, for, maybe we need a few months of data at least. What's this? Nephew's paying 90 cents and QQQI is paying, I think you had a typo there. On 10, oh, that's right, on October 5th, right? So like 5 days away. Anyway. Well, let's look at, how those have done real quick here. I'll stop sharing here. And let's see. So let's look at these again. It is confusing because we have a JEPI and a JEPY. Actually, when I was carefully crafting the title for this video, I almost confused JEPI with, or I'm sorry, there's 3 of those, JEPQ, there's JEPI, there's like every letter of the alphabet. JEPY is the one. I almost confused it again. Hold on a second. JEPY. What the heck? Can't even type tonight. Yeah, so the Defiance S&P 500, hopefully it will defy the performance of the other peer funds in the category, like Yield Max, the recent performance, right? So this one's only been live since September 18th, and that's really cool. What threw me off, because I'm used to the Yield Max, I'm programmed to think like with Yield Max. So this isn't even a month old, and I do remember those dividends, the $1.10 and the 90 cents. But it's funny that a fund that just went public is already paying a dividend so fast, because Yield Max, it takes them a couple months, it seems like, or it takes like 50 days or something. Like if a fund goes public in mid-August, you won't see a dividend, I feel like, till late September. Or you won't see like with Coney, probably we'll see a dividend probably on the 7th. Oh, and that's great, because that just reminds me, that means I have a whole slew of videos I can talk about, of course, with the ex-dividend date and then the dividend payout date. So that makes things easy. So it's a 99.99% expense ratio. And let's see, since we've been in existence here for like 2 weeks, not quite 2 weeks, we were at 1999. We haven't changed too much. We've dropped a little bit here. So that is JEPY. Let me see if the dividend shows up here, because I think the payout date's October 5th. Oh, okay, let's see. After hours, I don't know if we can really pay attention to the after hours like we do with Yield Max.
Yeah, me.
Well, the fastest growing channel on YouTube.
I hope, man. Hopefully it keeps on going.
Yeah.
Everybody. All right. So on the agenda, more dividends?
Well, I talked about 2 funds, and I was talking about these new ones, JEPY and QQQY. And then we got a question about a gold ETF that might pay a dividend. I figured you'd know about that.
Which gold? Which one he's talking about?
He just wanted to know of one. is there any gold ETF that pays monthly dividends? And I
Yeah,
said,
there is.
I know just the person to answer that question.
Yeah, but it's not an ETF. It's more of an ETN.
ETN, yeah.
Yeah, usually the ones that do pay, like ETFs, they usually don't hold on to physical silver or gold.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to get into those type of funds, I mean, they're not owning any precious metals really. They have like a contract to rights, like they have access to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, one thing I just noticed. So there's this new. So there's like two new fund families to like counter yield max. So there's like Defiance, and then the other one that I covered a couple weeks ago. I'm drawing a blank right now, but there's like two new ones that hopefully they'll be the new hot button funds, and just kind of follow the trend with that. But the Defiance ones, the difference between those. So YieldMax doesn't pay a dividend for like 45 days after a fund goes public.
Okay.
But one of the ones I was just looking at before you joined, just went public September 18th, and it's already paying a dividend October 5th. So it's not even a month old, and it's already paying a dividend.
Wow. You want to bring up the chart?
Well, yeah, you can. There's QQQY and JEPY.
Okay, Mr. Udar Pavarata, what's your main position? What's your main position in your portfolio? I would say precious metals.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, hands down.
So
precious metals.
The first dividend for QQQY, he's saying 130%. I don't know if he's annualizing that or what, but
I'm gonna bring it here. I can bring up the charts real quick.
Yeah, they're only like not even 2 weeks old.
Trading view. Okay. What is it? QQQY?
Yeah.
1 second.
So it closed at 1966 on Friday. So yeah, he's got to be. How's he coming up with that math? So if I times 110 by 12, I get 1320 divided by 1966. My math has a 67% yield annualized. I'm not sure where the 130% is coming from.
This is a brand new stock or ETF?
Yeah, Defiance ETFs.
Okay.
Oh, here's Blake. If it's an ETN, does that mean it has a rights offering? And if so, is it regular or based off of non-calendar triggers? I'll let you take that one.
If it's an ETN, does that mean it has a rights off offering? And if so, I don't know. Let me check it out real quick. Give me a second.
So Dan Reed, so that's nice that you're doing it that way, but you can't really do it that way because it's only based on 2 weeks. I know this is the same thing that happened with YieldMax. Everybody's going to get excited and think, oh, wow, 2 weeks. If they can pay that in 2 weeks, then that means they could pay 260% for a month, right? But it's probably not going to work that way.
Is there a yield high? Is like a high yield dividend?
It's almost like TSLY if you do the math. So it's 1967 closed of Friday is the fund price. So $1.10, if you annualize that, so if you times that by 12, assuming it's a monthly dividend, then that would be like 67%. Now we did talk about this, like he said, it should do fine in bullish markets, but if you can tell that it's bullish, then you should be buying calls, not QQQY. That's the thing. Some of these funds kind of make us lazy, and there's other things we probably should be doing other than just dumping our money into these funds. But
yeah, this is a no-go. I'm looking at the chart right now. I wouldn't even mess with it right now.
He says it's just the way the government devalues the currency. I want some gold ETFs that pay monthly dividend to have the cash generate income and then the underlying appreciate. I mean, that does sound appealing for sure.
So let me get into that. Mr. Udar. So what happens is this. There's aspects of getting into precious metals. Now, for me, finding an ETF that gets into precious metals, I usually would avoid because they don't usually own the precious metals. The way I get into it is mining companies. Mining companies pay a pretty decent amount. Their growth is very long-term, and they've usually been around for a very long time, so you don't have to worry about the mine going away. So mining companies, and also would be another one. I would say it's probably the only ones because there's not too many ETFs that pay monthly. I think there's only ETNs that pay monthly. The other ones pay quarterly, but they're relatively low. But also when it comes to QQQY, I mean, it's only been out for what, a few days, the 14th.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even mess with it. Just it's not enough information.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just like the Coney. Like
yeah,
I'm waiting for it to drop for one thing, and I want to see more. I want to get more data before I make a decision.
yeah. I mean, I would give it like 2 or 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have no idea what they are, but they're high options income ETF. So
Mm-hmm.
most likely, what's their dividend yield at? What do they propose to pay?
Annualized it's 67%. If it's $1.10 times 12, and then divide that by the 1966 or whatever, that's like
I mean,
67%.
so most likely there is going to be a short. Yeah, if you, Mr. Udar, if you're looking at like the the GDXJ or the GDXJ or the juniors and the majors play pretty good dividends. I think it's like 2 or 1%, but it's not like you're making money off that.
Let me
The
take this
dividend.
question. So it's too early to tell. I mean, these are brand new, but right now the dividend's going to excite a lot of people because I feel like we're back into like when Tesla started and we were getting like a 70% yield.
So when
And
it
trust
comes
me,
to,
I love making those thumbnails with 70% yields and stuff. Like
Mm.
those were easy. Like that thumbnail get 1,000 views, but you know, it feels like deja vu a little bit.
when it comes to yield max, I mean, if you guys knew me talking about yield max and just in general, it's basically short.
Can you tell the audience so it's easier than they might think to just short? Like you were saying,
Yeah, I
with
can.
some brokers, you just press short and just
Yeah,
do
you
it.
can just press short. It takes like 10 seconds to
Yeah.
put in any short position. Like how you do, if you have Robinhood and you can just go buy instant execution or buy market order, it's the same thing with shorting.
But
Typically,
explain what's happening, like when the trade goes through.
so basically when the trade goes through, you're taking like how to say, it's not an option. So an option, you guys are betting on a different leverage. When it comes to international traders or international brokers, when you're shorting a position, you don't get any type of benefit of like no dividends. Obviously, you don't own anything, but your contract size has a lot more risk to it. That I mean, I like the risk in my opinion because shorting certain asset classes like yield max to me would pay out better than the dividend could ever pay out. What does one? So many questions. Is it Tesla or which one are we comparing to?
Oh, you can, but I mean it's such a for these two. So I talked about this fund Bali by BlackRock, one of
Bali.
your favorite companies.
I never heard of this one.
It's brand new. That's why it's September 26th.
Let's check it out. I got
Yeah.
So what is it? BALI?
Yeah.
Blackrock. Oh my gosh. Another company to stay away from.
And it's only like 4 days old.
I mean, when I was younger trading, I used to get into IPOs a lot, but
Mm-hmm.
I've been burned on so many IPOs that I just said,
Me
like,
too.
I will never try an IPO. I need at least like 1/4 a month of data.
Mm-hmm. One of the first stocks I ever bought, it might have been the first stock I ever bought. It was
Actually,
Facebook when it went public.
so
And I
actually,
overpaid.
where's that? Blake, there is actually there is a way to short stocks without margin, and you have to buy inverse stocks. Some like ProShares gives you inverse ETS inverse stocks, so you can buy that and then it'd be considered the same thing as shorting.
Yeah, like so if you wanted to short TSLY, like you could short like the TSLL, you could do put options.
Yeah,
But
but
I don't think,
without leverage you can still short. It's just you're buying an inverse ETF or inverse stock.
but with certain brokers, like if someone in the audience has like never shorted something before and they go and they just click short. So just explain to them like what's happening on the back end. I mean, it's not just magic. It's not just press short and short.
So basically, if you do push short, I think that in the United States the minimum is 25,000. I think you need minimum account. So there is, and you have to sign a protection clause saying that you can lose more than your account is available.
Right.
So
That's like just like when you go a level up for options trading too. Yeah.
Real risky. I mean,
Mhm.
unless you're used to it now. Also, when it comes to shorting, I mean, the positions and the spread are a little bit different, because when you look at the spread, you're honestly looking for a big liquidity to fill your position to exit. And also the negative problem, especially in my broker, there's a time setting. When you're shorting stocks, the swap fees, or the fees in general, are extremely high. So if you're not right on the short position, you can be taking a massive hit. And even if you hold the position, so I don't know about options when it comes to this part, but with shorting positions with my brokers, when you take a short, they'll charge you 3 times on Wednesdays, and normal fees Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Friday over the weekend is an extra large fee. So you have to balance out the fees with that short position to see if it's actually worth your time. I refuse to go long bullish ETF. I would rather short bearish ones. Leverage ETF means. That's some good questions. Do you recommend a stop loss for any? I mean, I would say this. If you do not use a stop loss, for a lot of my programs don't have stop losses. They have a automated equity position. So when equity hits a certain point, based on that position, it'll just exit the trade. Or if you're not going to use a stop loss, you're probably going to use like the martingale strategy. So you're entering on like a baby position, a little bit bigger, much larger, much larger. Or if you're shorting, kind of reverse. It depends on that. You have to balance out how much risk you have in the account, how much you want to risk your account for. So like if I'm using like a grid style trading, maybe no stop loss. But it really depends on how you want to break that down. If you guys want to know, grid trading is kind of like this, guys. If you guys want to box it out like this. So for example, we're trading TSLY right here. What we can do if we're doing like a position like this right here without stop losses, what you can do is enter in multiple positions. Let me grab this one. Really? It's not even moving. So what people do when they have like no stop loss, and they're trying to go for a short, they'll enter in these sell limits, and when the sell limits go through, they'll just exit at one major position using basically the martingale strategy, just reverse this as a short position. But if you're wrong, it can be very, very painful. So once again, you got to be very careful in how you trade these assets. So for me, if my broker allowed it, I would just short only TSLY or TSL, almost any yield max. I'll just probably short, because to me it makes more sense. Buying yield max, in my opinion, doesn't make sense. But if you have any questions about that, just let me know. I have no problem showing people how to do that. That's I would love my broker. I love for my broker to actually give me the option to trade TSLY, because this would have been such an easier trade, because you guys are all setting up for those dividends, and for me, I'm just waiting for the liquidity pool to be built up, and then it gets smacked down. So I think in the other couple videos I did on his channel, I talked about that it's going to pop up and head right back down, and whoever bought within this little, this is weekly. So you bought within this weekly, you're going to be underwater on principal unless the dividend paid out, so you can be, break even or more. Blake says, when I scalp OTC, I cannot use stops. The other way to control risk without a stop loss is to treat the entire position at a maximum risk, and the only place. What happened? Give me a second, guys. His internet got cut out, so you just got me for a little bit. OTC stocks, I haven't traded those in many, many years. Wow. How is that? Like, how are the spreads? And why do you choose OTC stocks? Is because how volatile they are? Well, actually, let's break, while we're waiting for him and waiting for Blake on that question, let's break down Bali. I have not heard about this until right now, so this is pretty completely new for me. Let's go to Yahoo Finance and break down Bali, okay? Yahoo Finance. Give me a second. He's looking over Bali. All right, let's break down Bali and see how this does. Now, once again, I have not seen this, so I'm pretty much just checking out a new company. Balio. Blackrock ETF Trust, large cap ETF. Blackrock. Large cap ETF.
So that was weird. I've never had that happen before. I got kicked out of my own live stream. My internet it's crazy. Like this house is supposed to have the best internet that there is.
I can't even find Bali on here.
Really?
Yahoo Finance. Yeah, it's not on Yahoo Finance, and I'll try and
just saw it.
Bali. I don't see it on here either.
It disappeared when it went out.
No, it's still
here it is.
going.
Yeah.
I was just trying to.
Yeah, but
I got here, but I can't read the actual details.
The Bali's there, BALI. It's coming up for me.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm not a fan of using this type of window right here because it doesn't give much details.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's actually go to their website. Trading view, symbols.
I just wanted to make sure the stream didn't pick up anything because I was kind of pissed when my internet went out here.
Homepage iShares.com. Dividend yield. Okay, let's see what this fund is. So they have electronic, 95% of stocks, technology services, health services, retail. What's this purple? Cash. You know, it's actually interesting when I look at like portfolios of like big companies or big stocks, ETFs. I never see like precious metals as one.
Yeah.
I've never understood that. Like to me, even now, like majority of my portfolio is precious metals. You sleep so good when you have something that you can physically, tangibly touch.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these companies, I'm not saying they can just go belly up, but precious metals can never go to zero, ever.
Maybe I should have just bought gold instead of Tesla.
I mean, if you bought gold, I mean, I could never buy Tesla. Like, I was against my principles almost. But when it comes to this right here, the oscillators, there's not enough data for basic technical analysis to be ran through.
Yeah, because it's too new.
Let's look at their website. God, accept all. Let's see. So, I mean, this is so new.
Yeah, I just had this up before you joined.
Growth of hypothetical returns, $10,000 annual yield. Check it out. Yeah, I mean, they're a little bit down, but I think we have to wait a whole lot longer. Let's see. Nuclear. What is this?
I saw the same thing too.
Here,
I was going to say, BlackRock's one of your favorite companies, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to find the manipulation, go with BlackRock. But that's more like a political stuff. So this is what they have so far. They have Microsoft. They have Apple. I mean, if the stocks get massively murdered, because I don't think we're not in a very good market. We're at the top of a bubble, of a massive more bubble. Like we're on a bubble on a bubble on a bubble. And this is like, I mean, if you look at some of these assets, do you really think they're going to maintain current price or head massively lower? I mean, look at Meta, for example. Oh, oh gosh, Johnson & Johnson. It's like they have every big stock. Like when they say large, they really mean large cap.
Yeah.
Citigroup. Is it? I wonder what price they entered in on. Let me see. Market value, number of shares. Market. Okay, we would have to do the reverse math then. So let me see. 125,400.96 divided by 288 shares. So they got in at this one $435 per share. Is that right?
Wait, who got in for?
I'm just looking at one example. I have not. There's. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, $435. They pretty much bought at market. So if you guys don't know, sometimes when you look at like portfolios of what like companies own, they don't give the price, which I don't understand why. But all you do is do the market price divided by the number of shares, and they give you the price that they entered in that. Just about. Let me see. You go back. I mean, they have every big company. So if the market tanks, this fund can get massacred real quick. Oh my gosh! They got Berkshire Hathaway Class B stocks. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't scroll down. I looked at the first 10.
They really have a lot in here. Holy crap.
Do you think like 1929 would happen again with all the like safeguards they have in place now?
Safeguard for them, not for us.
Yeah.
But I mean, how do I say this? I really want the markets to be dismantled, destroyed, so I can get rich.
Way to be.
But there's a reason for it, though. The market is so manipulated. I mean, one, we don't have capitalism; we have cronyism.
Mm-hmm.
The markets are so due for a rebalancing that when it happens, you should be prepared. You should prepare yourself because it can't last forever. We can't live off of instant money. The Fed.
I mean, probably for the last like 14 years, they've been
printing away.
Well, longer than that, but
especially, I mean, what's even worse is that how the Fed can control the Fed's fund rates. Like, you can't do this long term. It's going to make the thing so distorted. So when it does crash and people are prepared for it, it's like a once in a lifetime millions of dollars.
I was thinking about doing a poll. I know it's not finance related, but with record debt and stuff like that, like I was going to put a poll about like the whole, aid to Ukraine and all of that.
Look at Blake says, LOL, tens of thousands of retail. And I don't listen to retail investors. They don't really know what they're talking about most of the time. But conditioned their entire lives to believe that ETFs are safe. No, most ETFs are just full of crap almost. I mean, and Andre takes one look at their holding and it's like, wow, all this.
So yeah. I don't know this, but like have ETFs, like are there ETFs that have just completely gone like bankrupt?
Wow. Actually, I got some cool ones to show you guys.
Yeah. I mean, I figured there were. I just figured I'd tee that up for you.
I mean, one thing that most people don't look at ETFs. I mean, we talked about this before. We talked about TSLY, and we started going through Yield Max, and I was like, "What is Yield Max?" It says it's an ETF, but let's read about what they're actually their underlying assets, and they're just an ETN. They don't own anything. It's not real. It's not a fund of nothing. It's a group of pieces of paper.
What was it you were going to ask Jay if I bring him back on?
Yeah, if I had to talk to Jay, I was asking, like, real talk, man, where are your short positions? I'm sorry, where are your put positions at? Because we can look at data, and I know you probably looked at data before, but anytime a company pays more than 10% in dividends, they usually all go one direction, down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's kind of like trapping common retail investors because to me, when I look at the charts, why in the heck would I buy? Why would I care for a 50% dividend if my principal is getting massacred?
You know that whole stat that like the market's never down more than 3 years in a row, and it's only happened like twice in 100 years.
3 years in a row. I mean, the real question would be, how are you measuring the markets?
Read this.
Yeah, thank you. That is the business of Jay, in my opinion. Management fees, shorts. I wouldn't even care about the dividends. Like when you guys talk about buying, I'm like, why would I buy?
So why don't we do this? Why don't we three-way next time, have him on and have three of us like grill him?
We can. I hope he'd be open to it.
Yeah.
Then I was asking him, hey, you know what? If YieldMax is doing so good, why don't you just show us how much you actually bought personally?
Mm-hmm.
Ask someone to show evidence of their own stuff. They would be like, ooh, that means I actually got to talk.
See, I wanted to be nice to him the first couple of times because, well, I picked up probably 100 subscribers and my whole $30 in ad revenue. You know,
we're rich,
right? Yeah,
how's an ETF diversified? In a market crash, all of them go down. That's highly incorrect. Udar, you're so incorrect about that. So very wrong.
I think he subscribed to you. You got another subscriber.
Listen, okay, guys. This is something that many people do not understand. If you have, this say example, very easy. You have stocks, real estate, precious metals. If they all go down, just say you have stocks go down 10%, real estate go down 50%, but precious metals go down 2%. If you actually measure, when it's called measuring market to market, you're measuring assets within assets. Like, hey, how much gold is my gold worth in stocks? Well, actually, if I sell the proceeds of my stocks at 3% down, I can buy more of the stocks because they went down 10%. Most people never measure something with something else. They always measure things in dollars. Dollars are a bad assessment because dollars are one fiat currency that have no real value. That all they do is just go down in value. Check out the purchasing power chart. But if you measure things with things, now here I'll give you guys an example. So I'm not just talking. I hate doing that, but most people don't understand that measuring things with actual, like measure the market in gold, measure the market in stock, measure the market in oil. You would see that the markets aren't going up; they're actually going down, because most people don't measure in what I would say the correct assessment. They don't.
I've never tried to adjust the market for inflation because I just always figured if you look at it's up so far, it always outpaces it.
Here you go. It's called the Dow Gold Ratio or Dow Oil or anything. Cool. If you just measure something else with something that's real, you would figure out that me personally, that's why I say stocks are they're gonna get massacred.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at if you measure stocks versus gold, people are saying like stocks are up on all-time record highs, but if you measure it in gold, it's not. So if you have to share one share of the Dow and you convert it into gold, where would you want to be, gold or silver? For me, my upside is going to be better in precious metals than it is in paper money or in stocks. But that's something that's not really taught when it comes to finances, measuring something with purchasing power.
Right.
So if you have time, just measure. A good example is this. When the real estate market crashed in 2007, 2008, what asset went up at the same time? Precious metals went through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's two levels of precious metals. There's paper market, like GLD, or, they're basically the fake stuff. Then there's a bullion price. So right now, I'll give you guys a perfect example. Let's look at the price of silver, right, or gold. It doesn't matter, right? One of the two. We're on investing.com. We're going to look at commodities right here. If you guys look at commodities, it says silver is at $22 and gold's at $18.58. There ain't no effing way you're buying silver and gold at those prices. Without even looking at the charts, because I buy silver on a weekly basis, silver's probably selling at like $30 for the bullion. This is all
Never knew
paper.
This.
Yeah. A house costs about the same. Who is Blake? Ben Blake, get on the video. Let me.
He can't. He said he hurt his back.
Oh man, if you want to get on the video, I can educate you on that, bro.
He said he would be wincing too much if he joined, either because of that or because of the content. I'm not sure.
A house costs about the same of gold as it did 100 years ago.
He was on. You just talked to him last week.
It is him?
The same guy, yeah.
What are you measuring gold in? Paper gold or physical gold? Because they're not even associated in the same price. They're not even related to. Like,
I'm not sure. I didn't know you both were on the same page about gold.
I tell you, like, the only reason why gold is honest money, paper gold is, everything else is pretty much dishonest.
Yeah.
especially the dollar. I mean, the dollar's
So would you
designed.
say the rate of return for gold is like understated too?
The main reason why people buy gold for like the return value, yeah, for capital gains, but the main thing is because I don't trust the government.
Mm-hmm.
The government, I mean, long ago, we're supposed to be backed by gold, but we're not backed by anything. We're just backed by hopes and beliefs now.
Mm-hmm.
No, he says, no, I mean physical. I don't trust thank you. At least we agree on that. That paper gold trade. Yeah. If you measure paper gold doesn't even relate. Like here, I'll show you like, here, FX. Let's go to apmex.com, okay?
Mm-hmm.
APMEX. There we go, APMEX. So I buy from like some of the bigger dealers, and let's look at this like a quick glance, guys, real quick. It says 1852. We're gonna look at a gold eagle, see how much that runs you. Okay, continue. I have a VPN on, that's why.
Yeah, that's why some of your stuff's like in Japanese, right?
Yeah, I'm always on a different VPN of what I'm programming.
Mm-hmm.
So if we look at this, like, okay, we have a 1 ounce as low as 1964. Oh, there's only $100 difference. No, let's check it out and let's actually see. Because that price is if you buy in massive bulk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, just bring this up too. So right now we're at almost $2,062. There is nearly a $200 difference. $200 difference in the current gold price, if that makes sense. So that's why I said it like there, and especially like if you guys were I don't know how old you guys are, but if you look at them when gold first spiked in 2011, that there was such a big disconnect, like massive disconnect of precious of silver, gold, bullion versus the spot price. Like when spot price for silver hit like $54, I even for me, I was so surprised to see silver selling at $70. Like you couldn't even get it. I was like, so crazy. But that's why I told you, like, if you really want to measure it, if you buy in bulk, good luck getting the shipment in on time. I hear Comex is. I mean, I buy in bulk every single Friday. I'm talking about like an insane amount of silver, and I haven't had any issues because one, how are you buying? Are you buying getting shipped to so APMEX stores with Citadel? So if you guys want to get it stuck with Citadel, I think it's like a $15 fee per month. But for the most of it, my stuff is shipped overseas, or I get some of it to me directly. Not all of it. That'd be kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, as I said, if you guys want to measure actual precious metals, bullion, measure the bullion price throughout history. And you do like this kind of chart here, the Dow gold ratio, you'll start figuring out which assets are undervalued and which assets are undervalued. There's going to be this basically big wave of like right now, everything like stocks are extremely high, real estate's super high. So that's why I don't see much point in buying these asset classes. But precious metals is like dirt cheap and energy is dirt cheap. So I rather buy that, and when all these basically the retail street money loses all their money and all these funds get depleted, people like me who are pre-positioned are going to make massive gains because your guys' craft going to drop like 89%, and then ours might go up 4 or 5x, and then we can buy your guys', sell the proceeds and buy all these assets again on a discount.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of my main things, and that this only happens once every 40, 50 years. These massive moves. Are you buying from a dealer, or are you buying straight from Comex? I mainly buy for dealers because dealers, to me, are probably the easiest to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys want to see my list, here's the list of companies I buy from: JM Bullion, Providence Metals, Gold and Silver, and some Japanese companies and foreign companies too. And that's because I have my robots crawl through the websites and can basically pick out their best prices for silver. And here's just an example, guys. Like here's one of my favorite silver bars, APMEX, or APMEX, what you guys want to put it as. But like we saw silver sitting at $22 ish. This is going to run you $29 for 1 troy ounce.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a big disconnect of like $7. which is what percentage is that? Over 21, 22, a nearly 32% difference. Woo! Look at that. So what's the right measurement of gold? So for me, I rather sit like 80% on gold, and the main reason is because I think the markets are so overvalued with this paper crap that it can't last forever.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we go back to our previous conversation we had, I think a few last streams we did debt clock.
Oh, the favorite. Let's see how higher is it today than it was, because they just came to an agreement yesterday.
They play that
raise
dog
it again.
and pony
Raise
show.
it at ceiling.
Just let them make it worse, because we can't stop them.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I could have a conversation with them, telling them, like, guys, the more you do this, the worse it's going to be for the common person.
Yeah.
The elites who have assets don't care.
I just thought we had unlimited money and we could just keep printing.
I mean, we could, but I just tell you, like, it just gets worse and worse. Oh man, either my internet's slow or.
I hope it's not mine. As long as we fund Ukraine, though.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. One of the senators made a post. He was saying, like, we could have gave every single military veteran like $1 million. We could have gave every homeless person a house. And I'm like, if you start really thinking about it, Ukraine war, if you're for it or against it, I mean, I've been to war 3 times, and I'll tell you, man, when you actually get there, you'll see the real reason why we're there. Ukraine, I think this is just a proxy war, a way to funnel money to Blackrock almost.
What I was going to say, if I posted a poll, I was going to say, should the American public actually have a say in it?
We should. I mean,
it feels like we don't.
But I mean, we put in people like AOC. Remember, we're a republic, so we
I saw your short. People. I was, because I noticed your sub counts like really grown in the last few days, like few weeks or so, and so I saw your one short you did with her. That was funny.
Yeah, I mean, I wish the others did good, but I mean, we're voting in people that make no sense to me. I don't understand how I don't understand the entire, like, the people who vote for AOC or people like that. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Such a, like, it's kind of like a Kamala Harris, like a diversity hire. What has she done that is so beneficial? Like, come on.
Oh, I don't know. How much did this go up?
Dollar to gold ratio now. Dollar to gold ratio since 1927. It was $27 per ounce.
Did you scroll from the top so that it would be less? I mean, because there we go. I can't remember what it was last time.
Oh, we can actually use a time machine and go backwards. That's crazy. Look at that. That's so. Every 4 seconds is like 100K.
Mm-hmm.
It's
really getting, like, I've seen stuff from like 30 years ago talking about the debt, but like if you look at it, like it's like we're doubling it now at a faster rate. It's almost like Moore's law, like with like computers and stuff, but it's with the debt, like as far as the concept of like exponential expansion, that's what seems to be happening.
Look, the interest on the debt versus like the rest of the budget, like what is it, 1, 2, 3 commas, 1, 2, 3 commas. Like you start measuring it, like Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, it's massive. I don't think it's a party issue, because I mean, I just think that they're both the same thing to me. Democrats, Republicans, once the camera turns off, they're like best friends. Hey, let's go drinking, guys.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to their portfolios, they almost all buy the same stocks at the same time, despite party differences. Right. They all somehow, this is so weird, the CHIPS Act, how they all buy into NVIDIA all at the same time.
I wish I'd held on to that. That's going to haunt me forever.
Like, I mean, to them, insider trading is legal. To us, is illegal. So
yeah,
it just blows my mind that we have this craziness system. But that's why I'm not a fan of Democrats or Republicans. I just think they're both bad. Mm-hmm. And I hate that we're stuck to 2 options, pretty much.
There's just no viable third party.
Yeah, I mean,
Someone
I
said
don't.
something. It might have been the engineer. Like if you had like if they changed it to like a plurality instead of a majority, then you could have more than you could actually have more parties represented. I forget how he said it,
I
but
think
yeah, it made sense.
the only way to really fix it, like, you would have to change the whole culture of Americans. You would have to first off teach people one of the like what are the three branches of government? How does the government actually operate? What is the difference between money and currency? What are taxes? Is the government funded through taxes? Like you'd have to really reteach and restructure education for there to be a massive change.
I'll never forget my history teacher in 11th grade said that we keep money on reserve to fund the government.
Hmm.
Basically, that was her understanding of how things work. I think a lot of people, it's over their head. A lot of people don't get like this debt. Like I said, and they know the general public is basically stupid.
Yeah.
When they talk about the difference between like, who was I telling this the other day? Like, they talk about they realize most people don't understand the difference between debt and deficit. So
Oh man.
a certain politician could have had a surplus, but the
Mhm.
debt could have still grown. You know what I mean? So there's a difference that I think the general public doesn't understand, and they know that. They play off of that, honestly.
Oh, I mean, they play it off, and then if
Yeah.
something doesn't go their way, they'll just say
Mhm.
race, some other hashtag.
Yeah.
Let's get the people like get the people distracted off of something that really none of these actual people actually care about. I can't find presidents in a second.
At least in the past, they could like make good movies.
Yeah, these movies that are so woke. Like
Well,
I watched.
it's not even that. They just can't even make like a good, just a basic story writing. Like it's simple. It's not hard.
Always something added in there. Like I watched this movie with the kids and stuff, and it was a normal movie with Disney, and then there's like two guys hanging out. I'm like, bro, that's not
Really?
even necessary in the movie. Yeah, it's
And it
like,
was a kids movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand you. Once you get to a point, you're supposed to indoctrinate the children because once you get them thinking a set way, changing their mindsets over the time is going to be very difficult. So you can really shape entire cultures just by media and news. I
I
can't
just I
find
just
the.
stay out of that stuff. I'm like, all right, so because
Oh, there it
I've
is.
met people on like both extremes of that, and it's like, all right, what beers do they have on tap here?
I mean, I just how I say like that's why I'm not a fan of TV and everything. But here's
Well, I
the
don't
debt
watch
clock.
hardly anything anymore.
What is it? I keep it. National
I
debt
even
by
feel like
president.
sports is scripted too.
Yeah, I would say some sports are definitely fake.
Yeah.
Or stop seeing these damn ads. I don't care about ads. If you guys see this right here, like this is just showing you guys how much the debt went under each president. So when people say Bill Clinton, he lowered the debt. No, he didn't. No president has. They're all just big spenders.
Mhm.
I'm going to put the face to the thing, but
The big thing with Clinton, they say he left with a surplus. That was the annual deficit versus debt. So it's like two different things. But most people that you talk to, like on the street, don't understand the difference.
and then the main part that people don't understand about that debt clock is the
Mhm.
unfunded liabilities.
Right. Exactly.
That is insane. Like these people just keep signing crap in. Like it's actually interesting. How many laws have they restricted? I don't know.
Restricted what?
Like for example, they always put in new laws but never take away laws.
Oh yeah.
Such a benign thing, but I mean, this is not it's not good for a country. This becomes worse. If you guys do
I
study
want to
history,
run for Congress so I get all the inside tips and
I
get
mean,
rich.
what's their salary?
Me?
Uh,
Or their salary is like they voted an increase.
Woo! I
Yeah.
would love to vote my own. I would love to vote my. I thought Andor was the best Star
Yeah.
Wars.
It was pretty good. I didn't know you were a Star Wars fan actually. What did you think of? I'll ask him.
Star Wars. I mean, ever since Disney bought Star Wars, I stopped watching Star Wars.
That's another thing. I could actually do a Star Wars channel. I've seen there's some big ones on here. Like to me, Disney completely blew. They missed the boat on when they bought Star Wars. Like they could have done so much better with it. There's a couple of like Rogue One was great. There's a couple of spin-offs they did that were great, but those 3 movies they did, that's what I'm talking about, missing like the basics of like a trilogy, storytelling, and all of that
Oh,
continuity.
give me a
Like they
second.
have
I
different
have
directors
someone
and
at my
stuff,
door.
but it was like, yeah, while he's doing that, they just completely missed the boat, in my opinion. And then they tried to salvage it by the 3rd movie, and it was just, done. Someone said, I didn't even know this, but the deal they just passed, they voted themselves another raise, apparently.
Woo! That's
Awesome.
I wish I can do that. Wouldn't you?
They deserve it. They worked so hard,
Does Congress get paid during a government shutdown? Yeah. Why wouldn't they? Wait, U.S. Congress annual salary 1990. Let's look at this up.
It's I used to know it like off the top of my head. I thought it was like it's close to like 200,000 now, I want to say.
Wait, so if somebody makes $750,000, how does someone accrue millions of dollars worth of net worth like Nancy Pelosi?
Well, I was gonna say the salary. You shouldn't focus on the salary. You should focus on like like the net worth when they enter versus whenever they leave.
Ooh, whenever they leave. I mean, I think the one way to fix it is just do term limits for everybody.
Yeah, that would be an idea for sure.
You'd get rid of like, oh gosh, I'm not saying old people matter, like they're not bad at it, but man, when you're in
the senator that just died, like you wouldn't have people there for like 35 years.
Like President Biden is a great example of someone who should have gotten out of government a long time ago. Oh
yeah.
God. How do people even vote? Never mind.
We're getting too political.
Oh man, it just blows my mind. Like I talked to a bunch of military dudes about this, like how they voted, and I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Do you read? No. Oh my God.
Wait, other people in the military?
A lot of my friends are military, ex-military, and they when we talk about voting, and like some of them say I voted for Biden. I'm like, why do you vote for Biden? Why do you vote for Trump? And the reasoning to me is like, it's like, why, if you have that basis of thinking, why don't you just choose the 3rd or 4th option on the list instead of these just these 2?
I figured the military was mostly like conservative.
It is very sporadic.
Yeah.
I'd say.
I mean, not so much like things changed under Trump, but like traditionally,
Oh man. Especially.
Anyway, what are we talking about now?
Oh, so Blake, he said he can't get on because of his camera?
No, he said he hurt his back, so he just was going to comment today. Yeah.
Actually, let's look at some auto sales. Energy output. Let's check out.
Oh, they track that too.
Yeah, this website is actually really good.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, God.
I stopped looking at it for a while.
It's like every time I get connected to StreamYard, I can't look at certain websites.
Really?
Yeah, they end up crashing like this right here.
I have to do it through the browser that I'm on. So I'm on through my Chrome browser. So I have to like Thinkorswim. I can't pull up on here because it's an app. Basically, it's not through the browser.
Oh, so. But you guys get the point. I mean, whatever happened to the engineer?
I think we were talking about. So Blake Downer, who's commenting here, he's the engineer.
Wait, what kind of engineer is he?
He majored it. He has like 6 degrees, I think. I forget what exact type, but I mean, like his level of knowledge on finance is, clearly. I mean, some of the stuff I feel like it takes an engineer to understand,
Yeah, I mean, backgrounds will definitely help out, especially when looking at a lot
Yeah.
a lot of
Oh,
data.
he has a channel, by the way. So we're gonna try, like we were talking about. We've got
What's his channel?
his name, Blake Downer EIT. There it is. Electromechanical. Most of his degrees are energy conversion. Finance is a hobby. Well, you definitely know it well for being a hobby.
Blake.
But yeah, so yeah, he's got his channel. He just hit the threshold to live stream. So we could probably both go on there. He'll have us on as guests.
Oh, this
Yeah,
one here?
there he
Yeah.
is. Yeah, you subscribe to him. Yeah.
So guys, if you're available, check out his channel. Let's see. You guys can see the differences. 178. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's brand new channel. It's only one video.
You know what I should do? I should do that whole progress on the fire movement.
Hmm?
One day, so like we were talking earlier, like when I do like get out of the corporate world and stuff, I'll just say who I am, and I'll say all that. And then I can say like where I am in the process and all that.
I do. I just tell you who I am. Andre McClendon.
Oh, I know. Well, I would. Well, when my book comes out, I mean, at this point I kind of want it to be like, all right, here's the book. Now,
Yeah, I understand. There's some. You want to be discreet. Like I'm not employed by anybody, so I don't have to worry about being fired or hired. I mean, I say some pretty bad stuff, especially about government and politics. So
I know.
my job.
Sometimes you say stuff on here, and I'm like, oh no, we're gonna get banned.
I mean, it's kind of like being shadow banned on YouTube for.
Yeah. What?
Give me a second. It's actually something I want to look at. Bankruptcies, 400,000. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back to 2008. Please load. It said 400,000. 400. Gosh.
It's really cool what all that site tracks.
Yeah. If Wayback Machine can work on 2008, I want to see the amount of bankruptcies in 2008 versus today. If 400,000 people filed bankruptcy this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Another reason why. So you see YouTubers that they pretty much just log into all their accounts and show all their stuff. Like, I've done it with one account. Like I've shown some stuff, but I don't think I'm comfortable showing like everything. Like you see, like Graham Stephan and these others, like they just reveal everything. I don't know if I'd be comfortable doing that. Not because I don't want to be transparent, but how far are we into the stream here?
I think
there's people in my family that are very, shall we say, financially illiterate. That, like, if they saw stuff, like they would, in their mind, they'd think I was rich.
Oh, they would ask
because they don't have a concept of money,
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty private when it comes to my precious metals, and I would never show anyone that.
I think I made a mistake. Like, and one thing I could tell you, Blake, I don't know if you're doing this or not, but when I started my channel, I had like family and friends subscribing to me, and I'm not saying this to sound any way, but now that I've grown, I'm wondering if I needed to bother doing that at all, because I think you're better off just getting subscribers that are already into this stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Because it helps you grow fast. Because if you get a bunch of people subscribed to you that aren't going to watch this stuff, it's not going to help you anyway. And then they may catch a thing or two, and then like, oh, he's talking about money. That means he's rich.
Yeah, and then you get the handouts, man.
Well, or you get people that want that, and I'm not about that. Like, I'll sit down and do your budget with you and stuff. I'll teach you how to do this or that. But like it says in my channel description, hand someone a fish, feed them for a day, teach them how to fish, feed them for life. That's in my channel description.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's go to the channel. Ooh, we're so close. Who's going to hit 3,000 first?
I think you are at this point. You've like exploded in the last couple days or so.
Let me see. Since we were talking,
I've hit a wall. Yeah.
I went up 12 since we last talked earlier, like an hour ago.
Oh, you got the comparison there? Yeah, here's your sub count. And is that you and
compare video? Yeah, subscribers in the last 30 days. 325. Wow. Yeah, it's actually going like even now, like here on my phone is like jacked up even higher. Like it was 417. I was at 422.
I haven't even hit. I thought I would. I thought I would hit 3,000 by the end of September, but I'm at 2848, and I've been there the last couple weeks of September. It was like 2 subscribed, 1 would unsubscribe. It's back to that.
You made 348 videos.
Yeah.
Nice. Talk about, oh my God.
A lot of them, I mean, I'm churning out more this year than I did last year, actually.
Oh, man. YouTube's such a grind.
Yeah.
God, I think I started.
Though, like, it's easy to just get on here and talk, but the audience is getting more demanding as I've grown. Like, I get feedback, oh, you should stay more on topic and not talk about this, not talk about that, like not talk about your sub count like we're doing right now. Yeah, like the audience definitely gets very particular the more you grow.
Actually,
but like that one channel, that what's unconventional wealth ideas, like I remember when his sub count was lower than mine, and he's completely lapped me. Like he's at like 6,000 now. That one, yeah, isn't he? He's close to 6,000.
I hope my videos get to. I hope my short videos get me to 6,000 real quick.
I'm gonna start doing shorts again.
Can this be the old max funds? It's actually interesting when I watch his videos. His way of trading is like illegal in my way. I would never do what he does.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he can't even withdraw his entire account. Like, like I it's like would I ask him to manage money for me? Oh yeah, hell no. Like
but it's dangerous. Like his way of trading, like when these funds drop, like it's really dangerous, right?
Yeah, even now, like when I watch a couple of his videos, and I'm like, if you liquidate it today, you couldn't even get half your money out. But you're making a whole bunch in dividends. That doesn't make any sense to me. Instead of buying dividends, just short all the funds, and you'll be up way more than you could have made in dividends. Andre, red or green market tomorrow? I don't care about up or down markets. Like my robots trade all directions, so it does not matter.
Yeah, you can make money in any market, but
yeah.
For starters, I would look at the futures, like CNBC futures.
Or I think the best futures are a really good way. The best way for me is COT reports.
Yeah.
COT bar chart.
One thing that's annoying, like if you want to play some options based on what you think the market's going to do, like Monday, you got to buy in before 4 o'clock Friday, because obviously, you're not going to be able to trade again until Monday. So we're probably going to open up tomorrow. Like right now, the futures are up for the Dow. I know he didn't ask me, but I'm saying anyway. Yeah, the Dow is up, the S&P is up, but who knows? I mean, we're in such a choppy market. And then I go to the site called Forex Factory.
Forex Factory is a beast. I got that on. Yeah. I got that on here.
Well, I pay attention to like the red. Like so, tomorrow we've got manufacturing PMI for the U.S. Fed. Oh, Powell. Wait a second. Am I on the right date?
No. Oh,
Powell's supposed to speak tomorrow.
We got First Friday coming up this week.
So then, unemployment.
Yeah, First Friday coming up.
So yeah, I wonder what we'll do as far as unemployment. Aren't we still at like 3-point-something%? It's crazy. I know so many people that have struggled to find jobs for like 6 months with like master's degrees and stuff.
I mean, I hope they don't have that master's degree debt, man, and looking for a job.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
Whew. I mean, I would say this for me, what I like about these days here, the markets are so violent and so volatile that trading makes it so easy. Okay. His audience, yeah. Thank you, Blake. I'm happy someone brought that up. His shit is undoable. Like,
see, I don't want to get into that because I wouldn't want people like trying to sue me if I gave, not that this is advice, but if I gave like bad ideas or something.
I mean, oh wow, yeah, way more views than me.
Yeah, he's crushing it.
Oh, he got me 3x on the subscribers.
He's completely lapped me. Like he's doubled where I am.
He makes $100,000 a year in dividends. Cool.
But it's like on margin.
Yeah, not just margin. It's dangerous because his equities, he can't pull out. If something really bad happens, he can lose everything. I mean, I would have to watch a lot more of his videos to actually start getting assessment, but I think this is like the last video I watched. His Kale, it's clip video.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Clip. Yeah, their dividend dropped. They just announced it. It's dropped like 10 cents.
I think.
Do you see? Let me ask you, by the way, about Clip. Do you see the same thing happening with Clip that's happened with the Yield Max funds?
I think they have my charts. I already have my numbers on my charts on here. So let's go to the daily. Why would anyone buy this?
I have some Clip.
Look. Remember, these are notes from my last time we talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
I see no point in buying Clip. Why this shorted?
My audience got me excited about it. They kept talking about the dividend and stuff. I'm like, all right, I didn't get much. I just got some shares.
We have fractals, right? Fractals are easy assessments of like the top 5, top 7 candles, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is just screaming, short me, short me, short me.
Yeah.
Why in the hell would I buy? I mean, I don't even care if the dividend can be 80%. I still wouldn't buy it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no point. Like, all this is telling you is that the people who have the big money have no interest in buying Clip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you. Blake, you got that on point, man. He rarely talks about how much of the 100K goes to paying interest on his margin. Thank you.
Did I say this on here? I don't know if I said so. One of his people, so we share some subscribers, and someone wanted us to do a collab, and so I reached out. So we had an email exchange, and he pretty much just said he didn't see any value for either of us in doing a collab. So
I would meet up with any person. I don't care what.
Oh, I would too. And then I emailed him again, and then he didn't respond.
Because to me, I'm always up for a conversation. Like if I was talking to him one-on-one, but listen, bro, just break it down. Can anyone duplicate what you're doing? Because it's like this. Can people do what I'm doing? I highly doubt they could. You would have to know. You have to, 1, have to program. 2, trade in many markets overseas. I'm not very duplicatable, but the main thing I talk about is precious metals because that's something easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple. APMEX, $30 here, silver ounce. Here, I mean, I like how he goes over. His videos are pretty long. How does this thumbnails be? Oh my god, I love the YouTuber point of view of things now. I have my YouTube cap on.
Right. Yeah. You've probably been inundated with information by these people, right?
I watch for the people who want to know what I watch George Gammon.
Yeah.
I love George Gammon. That dude is fucking.
Yeah, I subscribe to all these people too. There's so many channels I'm subscribed to. Like to get to the point of that top video that pops up, it's really tricky for which one's going to be like that top one that gets my attention that pops up. You know.
This guy here, Gregory Manarino, he's the only channel that I follow that trades options.
Mm-hmm.
And he's from Vegas too, and lives in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Michael Momi. Only people I'm pretty boring when it comes to YouTube, so only people I really watch.
Hasn't Vegas gotten really expensive too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, if you want to come to.
I couldn't believe when I was there in May. I couldn't believe how expensive the food was and stuff. So Vegas used to be known for like cheap food. So you would gamble and spend your money, but you would get there, like you would get cheap food, cheap lodging and stuff like that. But I couldn't believe it's more expensive than in Florida.
I think a hotel is going to run you like $500.
Yeah.
$500 for a night. I don't want to get adverse.
He's saying, his heart's in the right place, but he worries about his audience. I've thought about I don't care, I'm not judgmental or anything, but I've thought about as expensive as it is for hotels out there, the casinos are open 24 hours a day, and stuff. I've thought about just sleeping on a chair in a casino or something. I've seen people do that actually.
They got those massage chairs. You can just dump a whole bunch of quarters in. And not quarters. Being old. Bunch of dollar bills.
Do the math. So how many hours versus what a hotel costs?
God, that hotels are expensive. Especially since you have to pay for parking. I used to,
Well, I went out there for a weekend. You remember back in May? It was for a conference out there, and I just got the hotel for one night because it was like $200, and I'm not like I'm starting to feel like how my grandparents used to sound, like, oh, a Coke was 10 cents back in my day and now it's $1. I'm starting to feel like the way things were 5 years ago compared to now. Like even the shitty hotels are expensive now. So like
yeah,
it
they're
was
nasty.
$200 a night to stay where I was. And so when I flew, I basically the first night I had a long layover and I just slept at the airport basically. It was comfortable, you know.
I need to
Be homeless for a day or two.
especially that. I mean, you sound like a nomad at the same time. Commercials producing. Ugh, look at this shit. This is so wrong.
Mm-hmm.
This makes no sense to me. Oh, Vegas is a great.
Oh, Cecilia, welcome. Yeah. Are you on my Discord too, by the way? I saw a similar name. I wasn't sure. I don't know if you responded or not.
I can't wait. Gold 10,000.
She's in my. We were talking about like male to female ratio. She's in my like 3% of female subscribers. We got to get that number more equal.
What's your favorite casino? Mine's
South
Paris Tower.
Oh yeah.
I love Paris, man. They got this. Oh my god, they got this restaurant at the top
on the main strip.
Yeah, man. Lobster.
I like the old strip, like the Fremont side. Like that's kind of cool. The older strip.
Yeah, Fremont and what's that? I always forget the Heart Attack Grill is one of my favorite places.
Yes, I got a picture there. That was funny, and yeah, and you've seen the bathrooms there, like
yeah,
it's Bruce Jenner and then Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah, it's funny. I was like, oh, they've got jokes, and then they spank you if you don't finish your food, or if you just want it, they'll do it anyway.
Oh, man, it's funny. Like Fremont is like to me like the real Vegas. You got all the good restaurants. You got the good people, the crazy sideshows, the break dancers that come out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man!
Yeah, they were doing it because it was Cinco de Mayo when I was there. Yeah,
it actually makes me want to go get food right now, but I'm starving.
Yeah.
Let's see, live cattle. God,
like if I were to go back there, I would go in the middle of the week because the hotels are considerably lower in the middle of the week.
I also wish they had more discounts there, like locals discount.
There's some apps actually. So my brother was building up a bunch of points. There's these apps that you just keep spinning and you get so many free nights and stuff, but they're only good like during the week for like the New York.
Ooh, yeah, I never heard of that.
Yeah.
What's the one? I would stay away from Circus. That's like the one casino I would never stay in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I stayed. I booked a hotel there. Walked into my hotel. Walked out. Canceled.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's so disgusting inside.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I feel like with inflation, it's just given a lot of these places just a license to like extort people, because I know they add all these fees and stuff too. Like they add like $100 for deposit, and then they'll refund it to you. Like they don't even really check the room, but they refund it. But it's just a license to extort people.
Oh my gosh! I mean, and they're getting rid of Airbnb in Vegas too. So
really,
you're gonna be full. Yeah.
What did the unions? Did the unions like unite and say no more of that? It's cutting into our revenue.
Yeah, that's why I hate the corruption in Vegas. The casinos and the government and the politicians work together.
It's very corrupt. Yeah.
I don't understand this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like, what's the point anymore? At times, like this is almost better just to hop countries, start over anew.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can't even in small countries. I mean, small states, small cities. We can't even get that right. But if you guys are following my screen, guys, I'm looking at something that most people don't. The dollar purchasing power chart, and then looking at gold.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's like
it's going to be like this. Yeah.
As the dollar dies, gold. I mean, I can't. My prediction is $10,000 gold. I cannot freaking wait.
What's it at now?
Woo! Right. The paper price, 1,841.
My dad will love to hear that. $10,000 gold.
And not just that, $10,000 gold, but real estate 80% off.
Discounted by 80%.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'll be buying everything in cash.
You know, it's funny. Like I think a lot of people are in this boat as far as like not wanting to make a move with these interest rates and stuff. Like I don't want another mortgage. You know, I don't want to buy something new.
Why would anyone here? I don't understand when people say they want to buy a house.
My whole idea, like, I was moving every 4 to 5 years just to a brand new place and basically riding the equity up. But this time, like, if I were to go somewhere new, it would be insane at this point. But instead of like the way I look at it, like getting something like brand new, it's like buying a car. Like, you know, a car that's like maybe a year or two old, you lose a little bit of it depreciates a little bit, but it's basically brand new, and everything's new, so you're not gonna have to fix anything for years, at least, you know. And then
the
just
housing
move
market is getting massacred
within 5 years.
with COVID coming. I'm sorry, with the pandemic coming back. Why would I buy into a house? Like, there's so many people buying houses on my Facebook feed. My other friends are realtors are selling houses. Like, why aren't anyone buying it? Stay away from this.
Well, it's coming back, but it's not going to be like a resurgence. I mean, it's not going to be like another lockdown or anything.
That's what they want.
Oh, cool. What part? Like Ohio? I feel like everywhere's gone up.
Debt slave.
Debt slave. Oh, great name. The Bitcoin symbol.
Is there any cryptocurrency guys on here? I always like to talk to crypto guys.
So should I think I might have asked this. Should I like dollar cost average like $20 a week into Bitcoin?
For me, I would do Ethereum before Bitcoin.
Really?
Yeah, Ethereum pays, I think, like 4%.
A dividend.
Yeah, a dividend. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's easy to do.
I get stubborn, so I missed the bottom on Ethereum, and it started to recover actually last year. And what's it at now? It's close to, so it was at like almost 5,000 in 2021. And then it dropped to like 1,100, and then it started recovering last year. It was all like 2,000, then it dropped, and then it's at like 1,725 now.
Yeah,
but they trade around the clock.
Oh wow! 22% of people in Ethereum are staking.
This person mined Ethereum for.
Oh yeah, until they. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
So the Bitcoin having, like, are other cryptos going to be doing that too, or is that just Bitcoin?
So it depends on how it's made.
Yeah.
Ethereum is controlled by a company. Bitcoin is not.
So, like with Bitcoin, so the way I understand it, the halving is going to happen a few more times until like there's no more to be mined, and then it's like a finite at that point. Like it's done, right?
Why is I mean, I don't. As a crypto guy, I really don't like Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Makes no sense to me why it's first.
Yeah.
But that's like a different talk. I tell you, like, when you start really, as a programmer, and you start really breaking down Bitcoin, like, why the hell is it even used?
Mm-hmm.
Other cryptos are so much more efficient, faster, cheaper.
I got a free fractional share from Coinbase because they locked me out of my account one time accidentally. So they gave everybody a free fractional share.
Ooh. This is at like, I think like Cosmos is at like 10%.
Did you like XRP?
Yeah, I buy XRP every month, once every month.
So I've had some for like 4 years. I was doing really well in it, and then it started coming back. Let me look. I never look at my crypto.
Yeah. XRP doesn't have staking rewards, but they do have loaned out rewards you can get.
Yeah. So I've basically doubled my original investment. I was up. I think I have like 2,000 shares of it. I bought like 500 of it, and it's worth like 1,100, but it was higher than that. Like, let's see. Yeah, it went up to 95 cents in July. And then at that point, I thought it was going to keep going.
I hope these things keep going because, man, oh man, I think crypto is going to be on a big bull move up soon.
Do you remember 2018 when crypto had like its first crazy run up?
One second.
It was like 2017, 2018, and then Bitcoin got really high at that point, and then it did it again, like during the pandemic.
The pandemic.
That's what I was just looking at, like $4. It was almost $4 in January 2018. That was before I even knew about it, but it was almost $4.
Look at this, man. This has been right now. It's such a beautiful time to be buying crypto.
Ethereum. So you would say Ethereum, dollar cost average into Ethereum before Bitcoin?
I would, because Ethereum just pays a dividend or staking rewards. Bitcoin, I just trade automatically because Bitcoin is just, it's the first, this is most popular. Is it better than Ethereum? No. Is it faster? No. Is it cheaper? No. But sure.
I wish I could just play them. Like, I know a lot of them are worth, intrinsically nothing. But it'd be cool to just, like Dogecoin, when it had the run up, like just play it, get in and get out at the right time.
For me, like, I've always stayed away from weird coins. Anything that's weird, I've always made a rule saying, like, I would not buy this because I don't know what the hell it is. It's mainly a token.
Yeah.
And tokens I usually stay away from.
Mm-hmm.
Coins, some coins, like Ethereum, I'll stay with. But Bitcoin, I mean, BTC should be BTC, USD.
I feel like at some point, aren't they going to regulate crypto? They're going to come with some laws that regulate crypto.
Maybe. I mean, I just have like I don't understand why we have the government involvement into crypto makes very little sense. But
yeah.
Sure. Take it away. Tax it away. I watched a congressional hearing about cryptocurrency. And the senators were talking about crypto, and they couldn't even explain what it was.
Yeah.
These guys are money laundering. I'm like, listen, the dollar bill is the most fraudulent, most money laundering currency out there in the world today.
Did some of them say money laundry, like laundry?
Mm-hmm.
That always cracks me up. Like instead of laundering, they say like money laundry.
If you buy now. Maybe. I mean, I was buying through here. I'm buying through here.
Is that an M pattern?
I mean,
does it say like M is murder? And then, well, it dropped after. So that kind of makes sense.
Actually, give me a second. I gotta look this up. Stimulus check dates. Stimulus.
Do you think they'll do a stimulus next year?
I hope they do, because asset prices will go to the roof again.
But do you think they will?
Maybe.
I mean, cutting interest rates is a form of stimulus in a way, right?
Wait. I don't even know how they can even do it. Like, what gives them the right to give out stimulus checks?
Well, like in an election year, they might.
I mean, it'll help buy your votes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when's just what is it? Mind Ripple, just DCA every week, talk our month end. I mean, at least we got the same plan, man. I buy once a month, basically, when it comes to crypto.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I tell you, crypto's like 7%, maybe 8% of my portfolio.
Yeah, I need to do more. I need to hit some of these. My timing, like I've been this close to so many like really big, like great timing on stuff, and it needs to happen at this point. A lot of times it's like my work, distracts me from following things too close. But I've been saying that for too long now. I need to just make it happen.
Especially, I mean, with time I got gym time. Like today, right now is gym time right now.
Oh, I went already. But I missed like the 2 days before. I was out doing stuff.
I got to run for 2 hours maybe.
2 hours?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's, Monday, Tuesdays are cut days. So that means I got to run and walk.
I can maybe do like a mile. and a mile is it for me.
We got 10 miles. So 10 miles today.
Wow. I wouldn't last a day. And with
No,
that,
that's with my weight vest too. With my
I know you
50-pound
wear
weight
like a
vest.
50-pound, vest.
I gotta cut this belly fat out, man. I'm not ripped enough.
Yeah, I have that problem too.
I mean, I like the thing which is the Fed's trying to fight inflation, knowing that all they can do is inflate. They can't do anything else.
I know, it's true. If you think about it, like raising interest rates, it's inflating mortgages. Everything you borrow, it's an inflated price for a loan, right?
I mean, these jokers, man, it pisses me off.
Oh, they tried. Yeah, the student loan payments are kicking in again, right?
My father was a pod. What is this?
I like swimming too, actually.
Oh, damn it. I jog mainly because I like to fight, and
Mm-hmm.
jogging is really good for my weight vest.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good because it's even harder. 50-pound weight vest, and if I do sprints, I run with a parachute.
You know what I see? So you know how the weather is in Florida, like you know how humid it gets.
Mm.
I see people in the summer like in hoodies running, and I'm like, what the heck? Like I could never wear a hoodie in the summer and run and sweat like a pig.
Yeah, I mean, if you gotta cut weight, like I mean, I've met other fighters or other people who do like extreme sports, and
Yeah.
they will wear the most sweatpants, anything to get rid of extra water.
I've done stuff like that before. Like when I want to cut, I can cut. It's discipline. It's more like a mindset.
Mm.
But yeah, like I have done that before when I got down to my high school weight back in like March or April, but I've put some back on.
Mm. Diet part is to me like I take pictures of my diet. I take pictures of my meal every day,
Yeah.
very very regularly. Well, even now, like since I'm fasting for 2 days, I'll get my cut weight and then go back. But,
Hmm.
I don't recommend it for anyone to fast for 2 days and work out the same routine.
Inflation actually helped me lose weight because I'm not paying these prices for this. So I like cut. I was eating like once a day.
Back to got screwed up for some
Oh, I
jogging.
didn't know that. I wrestled in high school for like 2 years. It was the hardest sport I ever did.
Wrestling.
And then I tried jujitsu for 2 weeks, and then it took me back to the high school wrestling days, and I was all bruised up and stuff. And I went to a beginners thing, but I was like, these aren't
Mm.
beginners. I'm getting like thrown around and stuff, and I'm like, this isn't a beginners club, you know?
Oh wow. Oh well, actually, I have to go.
Yeah, I didn't plan on going for an hour or almost like 2 hours at this point.
Well, thank you guys for the fun.
Yeah.
I hope you guys like my analysis. And if you guys are looking to buy precious metals, don't go through like weird companies. Just go to APMEX. They're
AP
safe.
Max.
Yeah, APMEX. They're safe. Yeah, very, very safe. You don't have to worry about your stuff getting stolen.
Yeah.
I don't want to ding your platform.
What's it called? AP Max? AP MAX?
APMEX. Where's that? Social, Facebook, gold, and silver. Are you gonna load? Oh my god, I got so many websites.
Oh. I've never had my own live stream. Like I got kicked out of my own live stream earlier.
As long as it's
Oh, AP Max. AP.
I can't. And one thing, if you guys are gonna buy numismatics, I'll stay away from that. It's extremely expensive. But I have a collection of Star Wars coins. I have a collection of Dragon coins. Oh,
Really, in precious metals?
Yeah, I don't plan to sell it. It's for my family lineage. Like, give it to the next generation.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I tell people, like, if you're gonna buy it, it is expensive, but man, it is so fun to look at like a Batman coin or Snoopy or Sonic coin.
For sure, yeah.
The nerdism is about to kick in, but
no, the Star Wars stuff. I wonder how much stuff like that's worth.
I mean, you get the silver price no matter what, but if you want to buy it, you're going to be spending like maybe 4 or 5 bars of silver just for the same thing.
Yeah.
It's super expensive, but it's fun though. for a good collection book.
Anyway, all right. Well, I'm going to end it there.
All right, man. I'll see you.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And we will see you all on the flip side. Take care.
Stop sharing.